talk, Mega? I can't hear you. Oh, you're good. I can hear you now. Sorry, I thought you were trying to talk. I couldn't hear you. I saw your avatar trying to go off there. No, you're good. Yeah, yeah, that was a pretty nasty fake out there below 15. Oh fuck, you're starting from fresh, dude. That sucks. You can't save like presets on Quant Tower. No, that's fair, man. I don't know. I think that was liquidity, man. I had a liquidity area at 15. It blew through. Yeah. Yeah, it looked like liquidity to me. Yeah, dude, I spent the better part of a year refining my Sierra chart setup. And then when I switched to a PC, I tried to download um like the data from Sierra chart, and it was like fucking 80 gigabytes or something retarded. And I just did not have a drive that big, so I had to start from scratch. And it took me weeks, man. It took me weeks to get back to where I was, because there's little shit in Sierra chart that you don't think about until you go to use it, and you're like, oh, that's not right. I gotta go fix that. And it takes you fucking 10 minutes to find the certain setting to change it. It can be a nightmare. hot mic, brother. I can hear everything going on in your house. Yeah, what the fuck? I just turned his volume to 0. focus on the fucking process, drills and shit like that. Alright, got a, what, 6-tick winner right there? And a 6-tick loss to finish it off. It's fine though. Alright, invalidate some of this reclaim above us. Don't really want to fight this upward compression though. Tag him in live time. I try to tag most of it, but there is shit I have to go back and do in hindsight. Yeah. Alright, let's see if we can get this move to continue down. I got a flat area at 30 I want to see us try. I'm short here at 35. I like this downward compression. I'm going to try holding this one because I got a nice setup on stocks too. That's barely stopping me out here though. Yeah, upward compression there. That flat area is still in play, but it's just got to give me a little more confirmation first. think I might be done for the day, man. Whew. Fucking A. That was a 14 tick move right there. Yeah, I think that's my day. Thanks, dude. I think I'm finally starting to come out of this fucking downtrend or this drawdown, but I don't want to get cocky. I'll take I'll take a green day if I can get it, man. Fuck.
Well, that was upsetting. Fucking Ninja Trader lagged and maybe caused me a huge red day.
Well, that is not ideal.
Yeah, so I was just trying to get out of it. I had to call the fucking 24-hour what do you call it?
Support?
Yeah, trade desk, and they had to it was too late. I already hit my day loss limit, so it's
Damn.
whatever. Good.
That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, it's cool, man. It happens. It's just I freak out when it's just not in my control. I'm just like, what the fuck?
No, I get that, man. I've been there. Really have.
Yeah, that shit's not fun, bro.
Oh well. Oh, I hate that when I'm fucking down on my real account and do good on funded.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's all good. How you guys doing?
Done for the day. I'm just focusing on review right now.
Nice. I'm chasing liquidity right now.
I'm still working on it. I'm up 125 bucks. 4 trades. Really being patient to adjust to this uh, new setup I have.
Quant Tower.
Yeah, I just had to delete it and reinstall it, and it didn't save my stuff. So
I have amps as broker and I get like the free something. I checked it out. That's a very good program.
yeah, I know. I wish I could. I actually applied for AMP, but I don't make enough money to qualify for an account, which
It's only
sucks.
like, oh really?
Yeah,
Fuck. How much do you have to make? 1,000 a year?
I don't know. I just put, because I don't make a bunch of money. I'm young, so like for the required salary, I put all the bare minimum, and it said I don't make enough to qualify. So
Yeah, I've had that
That's
problem
interesting.
before.
Because I have account IBKR, Ninja, and AMP. I mean, yeah, I guess salary wise, but I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Because they requires minimum $400 to open accounts. It's a little
yeah, that doesn't
hypocritical.
make sense at all, man. I could always just lie on it, though. I feel like,
Go for it. Fuck them.
yeah,
What are they gonna do? Sue you?
maybe I don't fucking know.
No, no, they want your commissions, bro.
That's facts.
I made Ninja Turtle happy last fucking 8 years.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 36.
6.
Because you gotta
Traded for
think,
8 years.
what, no, 18, but whether if you lose or win that day, they're making commissions, so they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but you've been trading for 18 years.
Yeah.
Wow, straight. That puts you at like 18 or something. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just that's why I traded brokers that have daily loss limits for no matter what platform, what connection you have. It doesn't happen a whole lot when my shit freezes up. A lot of times it freezes up because of my fucking memory or CPU's fucking up. But you always have to have that daily loss limit because I've heard so many times where these top set guys shit freezes up and that just hits their max whatever and they blow the account and they have no mercy for that shit.
No, they do not.
And if you have AMP, it's an 80% drawdown. So before they even freeze anything, it's 80% of your count gone. With my real account, mine's set at $600 a day. It sucks that to hit that, especially if it's not your fault. But $600 a day is only like maybe 2.1% of my account. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. He's a ES bum rushing to the top side. Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, on Nasdaq, they're pulling liquidity like a motherfucker. How do you guys trade Nasdaq?
ES.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Thinking ES might sweep these 45s. There it goes. I didn't really get an entry though. tons of liquidity in the 48s.
Guess I'm gonna call it at 800.
All right, man. Well done.
You guys just on a John Mayer when you trade?
John Mayer.
Yeah, it kind of helps soothe the nerves.
I love John Mayer, dude.
It's
One
good
of my
shit.
favorite artists. What's your favorite song?
I like Neon, like the acoustic version, and then I like this
Uh,
one. I was just listening to Heartbreak Work.
I like Heartbreak Warfare. Not a huge fan of Neon.
I like the acoustic live version that he did.
I like his heartbreak music, like Edge of Desire. Super
Yeah, it's
good.
good.
Slow Dancing in a Burning Room.
Yeah,
Super good.
just listen to that one.
Yeah, like great song.
So do you guys like I know you guys are trying like two tick stop loss.
Eh,
I'm not trying to two tick stop
mine's a
loss.
little wider. I think my average loss is like 5 or 6 ticks or something.
Do you guys just like um just see where value's moving and then just try to get in on the trend if there's momentum?
It depends. Sometimes, I mean, a lot of my trading today was like trend favor,
Gotcha.
while also trying to have the mean favor. But it's tough to do that some days.
I might go for another trade.
Yeah, a lot of my trading is based off of imbalance and yeah, where values headed, liquidity.
Have you guys heard of John Gray, Norton, Gary Norton?
Yeah, I've heard of him. Not familiar with his stuff though.
So I took his course like Red Jacket. Oh my God, I don't even know, so many years ago. That's what as far as like futures, that's what changed everything for me.
And whose was it?
Gary Norton, he's an old school floor options trader, but when he everything went digital, pretty much basically 2010-ish, he I was kind of watching like Fat Cat's video, and it's funny. Like I said, I can't really vouch for Fat Cat, but either way, it doesn't matter. The one video that Fat Cat made, it says order flow is bullshit. It's kind of true if you're trading indexes, because the algos move so fucking fast. There's no point in order flow. Even imbalances don't make any sense unless it's like large icebergs being filled. But like if I trade bonds, that's a whole different story. But I don't even trade bonds anymore. But essentially what Gary Norton talked about is basically if you could figure out how the algos are rotating the market in value, where basically value is where the trend's moving. If you use the heat map or you use the DOM, finding the rotations, basically algos love to rotate between two price points or generically in the same range before they take it out of the range and whipsaw it back into the range and then move on from it. It makes trading I wouldn't say easier, but like it's how do I explain it? I mean I could record a session like maybe tomorrow for you guys if you want, but I could post it on YouTube.
Yeah,
But
I'd be interested in it because the one thing about my trading is I know that I have edge, but fine tuning and execution and understanding when to get into trades is like probably 50% there, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm really what my probably one of the last additions I'll make to my trading is a heat map uh, and absorption labels on liquidity to give me an idea of when big players are stepping in.
I could show you proof in the pudding. Hold on real quick. There's a very good example. I need to change my keys real quick.
Because I can identify real-time areas of interest based off order flow, and typically have a pretty good idea of where the market's going to rotate. But getting into it is, it's a whole different ball game, really.
Can you see my chart?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can find it. So I think this was like one of the news events that happened a couple days ago. If I can find it. Okay. So you see this right here.
Mm. Weird. Yeah. I don't know if you're still talking, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so this right here is a prime example of what I'm looking for in the book. But this is literally it. This is what the algos do. This was a news event, but that this obviously happened like within half a second, nanosecond basically. But tick charts heat map will allow you to see this information. Candlesticks obviously won't. But what I'm saying is like you're seeing this up down up down. This is precise algo. This is literally what they do.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
like
I've
I'm telling
never seen that before.
well, this is what I'm telling you. This is how I trade every day. This is how I make my money every day in futures. Is literally all I'm doing is I'm using order flow not to look for imbalances because imbalances don't matter. They really don't, unless if they're large icebergs. But until I could tell this much, since COVID, I haven't seen a whole lot of icebergs happening a lot. I mean, they happen every day, but they're literally on the quarter of the size what the big players used to do. I don't know why.
Well,
But what's up?
I was gonna say I want to challenge you on the imbalance thing. I don't know about icebergs, but at some point
Icebergs
we can talk about imbalance.
icebergs are imbalances because when obviously if you trade the DOM, it's pretty easy to spot an iceberg, especially if it's fucking 3,000 contracts or 1,000 on the ES. If there's only 100 lot there, you know what I mean? It's not moving.
Well, how
Um,
so? How would you chalk up an iceberg as an imbalance? Because an imbalance happens
so
in post order
when the market
execution.
comes, so imbalances could be printed two different ways. There's extremely large amount of sell volume, like people come in hitting the book, and there's, let's say, at 460 here, there's only 100 lot on the DOM, but then all of a sudden on the footprint chart on the Delta, you're seeing 1,000 printed short sellers there. There was a big limit buy order iceberg there that was absorbing that up. You can't see the iceberg happen until it happens. So that's why that sell imbalance is irrelevant, because um, I mean, hypothetically, if it's a sell imbalance, if it dominates, it should go down. 9 out of 10 times that doesn't happen because there's a large iceberg that's over there filling it. And the bookmap algo can actually pick up multiple bracket iceberg ores, whether if they are native or non-native. So, but either way, I don't even use the icebergs anymore. But my point is, if you want to become like a successful trader like Gary Norton talks about, like I could take 100 trades in one day, honestly. Usually like 20 to 50, somewhere around there. And but what I'm doing is when the market's moving, let's say the value is moving down, right? What everyone's trying to do is they're trying to like basically get that gap fill to the downside, but what they do is they push a massive wide stop. That doesn't work. What the algo is doing is this on real time. He's literally doing this. And he builds a little bit of balance here. It's sometimes it's perfect, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's perfect like this. You can see it all day. They'll bring it back up to the high and do this shit all over, and then they'll redump it, bring it back in, and then but overall, long term, and they'll even do it halfway in between below the lows before they thrust it and grab stops. And that
Yeah,
you're
they're
all you're
just
seeing
trying to
is,
fuck everyone, huh?
yeah, 100%. But what I do is I'm sitting there monitoring all these balance being built, and I'm realizing
It's psych prices every 5 points. All right. First things first, look at high time frame. What do I think's happening? Well, we look at the bars. What is the price action telling us? Well, there may or may not be a range here. There seems to be a range in this region. But it's not that good looking. So we don't want to say there's really much of a range. That's a daily chart. Then we go to the 30-minute. What is going on here? Well, the open is here, and we're going... Well, we'll take a look here. Starting to arch up. Starting to arch up as if we may or may not be starting to push up, but see how these psych prices are. So bad. See, this doesn't... I don't want to read that yet. I want to see if there's something going on here. So they took this big ass reclaim back. You got to ask yourself 3 questions. Are they taking the reclaim back? Are they hitting stops, which are going to be like double top areas, double top, triple top? Or are they generating liquidity through excessive chopping? Well, I know that's always excessively chopping, but where they're not really hitting stops good, they're not really rushing reclaims. Could be a cocktail where it's a mix of doing a little bit of everything but not quite committing. So trying to figure that out. Then look at the price action. Is there any good ranges anywhere? And there is not. So that's just a recipe for potential randomness. And then we got to check the volatility. The best way to do that is look at 3-second chart. We can see it gets really tight in a lot of areas, but then you're getting explosive moves, but then it stays tight for long periods of time. And when it stays tight for long periods of time, it doesn't really move much in those tight spots. So this is telling me that I have no fucking idea what the fuck is going on. Edge is clarity. If we don't know what's going on, then we're going to have to... I mean, most of the time, you're not going to know what the fuck is going on. Because if you knew what was going on most of the time, you would be making money most of the time. But you don't. So next we want to kind of look at the order flow. What does it look like? So we're getting like explosive moves and shit. And but it also, I think this is fucking delayed. Yeah, so my Sierra charts is absolutely delayed. So now I need to fix that. So by me fixing that, that requires me to disconnect my fucking jigsaw because I have to use my CQG data to log in. Even though I pay for Sierra Chart All service, they want me to connect my account to Sierra Charts at least one time per month for whatever reason for futures data. Which is ridiculous. Horizontal grid increment, that could be good. Let me get connected to this bullshit real quick. Doesn't seem to be. Oh, I'm just gonna have to start this fucking stream over. I don't know why they require me to do that. Makes no sense. But that's just how it goes. Okay, let's see if we've fixed our problem. I do not see the delayed. Should be at 2950. Let me try this one thing you was saying. Alright, lines. So go to if you go to scale settings, where is that at? Let me try it here, maybe. Scale settings. Horizontal grid. Five. Enable on chart. I don't see horizontal grid. Chart drop down. Then I'm looking for a horizontal grid. Oh. Well, that's helpful. Be curious how that works with stocks, because now I don't have to draw it. Oh. It'd be nice if I could make it a different color, but you know, whatever. Graphics setting, like fourth option from the top. All right. Hold on. Oh, my brain is fucking dying here. Give me a minute. All right. Okay. Chart. You said, oof. Well, we don't need to do it here. Maybe here. You know, I don't really need to do it, I don't think. We'll just leave it. Okay, let's try this from the top. Since it was all fucked up. Okay. This would be Fat Cat prep, essentially. What am I looking for? So the first things first, again, daily chart. Is there a range? Is there a major place of liquidity? So double tops, triple tops, quadruple tops, shit like that. There is here, but it's pretty far away. But we'll mark it because it held for many days in this region. Is there a range? Is there any ranges? Not really. There's kind of one here. Are they taking reclaims? They're taking the rest of this reclaim, it seems. So, I might be a little short biased. Next 30-minute. This has all the 5-point increments on it, which are psych prices. I want to know, is there anything pivoting specifically? Tens. Tens are held for an hour and a half. That's big news. And we're starting to go up. It's slipping heavily here. So if we look, these bars are tall from the open, and it seems to be slip heavy. It's just meaning it's overlapping a lot. And then here as well. Now it does have an uptrend type of thing going on, 32nd. So this area's got a lot of fucking potential stop runs. So you got to ask yourself 3 questions when you start to zoom in. Are they taking the reclaim? Are they taking a reclaim? Are they able to actually commit the entirety of the reclaims, by the way, when they do take them? So are they fully committing to certain reclaims? Not here, but it was in a downtrend. Up here they did, and now they're grinding back this one. Now there's certain areas where they're totally taking all the reclaims, but there seem to be smaller reclaims. So what are they doing with the reclaims? You just got to understand that component. Are they generating, are they hitting liquidity pools? Are the liquidity pools holding, or they stop running? And that's triple top, quadruple tops, anywhere where there's a lot of rotation. And are they generating liquidity? Meaning they're not really stop running, they're not really hitting reclaims. If they stop run, it's by a tick or two. So you got to figure out those components. They're taking this reclaim here, which I fucking didn't show the right screen. And I'm not even streaming. I'm trying to do a lesson. Let's do this again. All right. So what am I looking for? What am I looking for? I've had to start this over 3 times now. Daily chart. Well, we can look at the weekly. Daily chart. Is there a clearly identifiable range? Kind of here, but we're not in it anymore, so it doesn't matter. And it's not even a good range. So hypothetically, no, there's not really a range. Are they taking a reclaim back? Yes, this reclaim seems to be being taken back. Is there a big place of liquidity where there's quadruple tops, triple tops, double tops, bottoms, whatever? Wherever they're rotating a lot, roughly around the same price, is a liquidity pool. They're going to either want to go there and stop run it, or it might be held. There's a big one here that's been held for 4 days. 30-minute chart. So I mark these psych prices 10, and then, you know, you have roughly in this 12. They held 10 a lot, triple bottom, and then they're holding 1275 a lot, which is also like a triple bottom. They're taking this big ass reclaim back, and they've already taken it all back. Now the market opens somewhere in here, and it's slipping heavily. Notice there's a lot of bar overlap. That's slipping. It's almost like a range, but it's very volatile aggressiveness. So we know it's take this reclaim bag. It has an uptrend appearance, but at the same time, this heavy slipping is telling me no. And people are asking me, "Yeah, I don't understand your trading." It's like, well, you need to ask me trade specifically. Don't say you don't understand it because every trade's different. You need to understand the individual trades. That's where the questions should be. What specifically? What trading is all about specifics. What specifically do you not understand? What specific trade? What specifically? Because this is a unique piece of price action, which will come to a unique decision, although the components of reading it are not that unique. So, 32nd. How are the psych prices holding? Is it every 5 points or is it like mids? So, are we holding on the line? I don't think this might be showing up. Maybe I do need to change the color of it. Graphic settings, where's that at? Chart grid? Okay, there we go. Good at that yellow color or something. Let's see what that looks like. That does help. So there you now you can see the psych prices. 32nd. We gotta work our way from highest time frame to lowest. Notice how they're like rotating at. This one was a mid rotation between the psychs. This rotated at the psych. This rotated at the psych. This did puke, but then it rotated at the psych. 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 It rotated. It did go mid here, but it compressed and then blew out. Mid rotation. Almost psych rotation. Psych rotation. They held mid. Holding psych on the underside, top side hold, so support resistance flip. Now they're stuck between the two. So again, I said this is slip heavy in this region. It makes sense because they tighten slip heavy. Now they're tightening it. Go either fucking way. Right? Then we go to the 3-second. We do need to look at the volatility. So when you're zoomed in, you can see it's really tight. It's not moving many ticks in a lot of areas. This is going to tell you the vol. Now, this is where it looks like there's a lot of volatility, but at the same time, okay, those are 10-tick rotations. So we do have, it's easier to see on Jigsaw. Still gets embedded and stuck. I want to see how many areas are getting tightened. So you get a lot of tighten, getting tight in a lot of areas. Not 10-tick rotations. You're getting a lot of tight spots. A lot of tight spots where it goes tight forever. A little loose. Tight as it walks up. So what we're dealing with is like, obviously we're in a tighter area. Earlier it was much looser. So how tall these bars are and how loose they are going to tell you the volatility. Which is going to tell me, hey, maybe I should fucking scalp. Unless I can figure out some fucking big-ass setup with multiple contextual cues. Like, I need multiple thing. Like, here's the thing. Most of the time, you're not going to know what the fuck's going on. Like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm confused. If you were clear all the time, you'd be trading all the time. Add just like these brief moments of clarity. And something in the narrative needs to make sense to me. We've already built our narrative. It's tight here, and I think it could go either fucking way. I think it could do virtually anything in this region. I don't know exactly what the fuck they could potentially do. So what do? We just sit here. Now what I can do is I'm going to go down to the 10 second because I do want to see more of this chop. Again, everything is trade by trade basis. What is the story I'm telling myself, and is there a lot of factors of support? Like Thursday, I took a massive trade. There was so many reasons to take that. Here, there's really no reasons. I don't have the thing I'm looking for. So we'll watch this time in sales and see what it looks like. Seeing a lot of that 11 lot trader come in. Here's 30. Let's mark it. I don't really want to get involved in this. It could mean revert it, or it just might puke. Because we've seen elements of the price holding tight, like here, and then puking it. Holding tight here, and then puking it. So for me, it's just a little too nasty. So now they're retracing. They're reclaiming hardcore. And do we have any ranges? Yeah, we got a medium range. I'll calculate the stats on it. We've had 69 of these trades. We need to put in. We've made money mean reverting these. We also make money breaking out. That's the problem, is I got to figure out which way. So they rose it up. It dumped here and reclaimed. It's easier to see on Jigsaw, but there was a lot of large selling, and then it retraced immediately. So we know that they're... It didn't go down on, like, air. So it didn't like drop on one lot. So it actually dropped on bigger contracts and retraced it. They're compressing here. On the Jigsaw or Sierra. See, there's a naked reclaim here. There's a lot of inventory there. And we know it gets stuck forever before it finally makes a move. I mean, you would have range advantage here, but I ain't doing it. There they go. I like to do like that. Heavy stall. So we took a 4-tick loss. So they puked that reclaim, and then that sucks. Thought I was pretty clear on it. So they puked this reclaim, and they didn't fully commit to it. And I figured there would be a long, which there was, but huge amounts of selling here. The problem is that it's not moving. The problem is it doesn't move when you get into a trade, but then it'll move a lot. So you can get in a lot of trouble. The problem is it's almost like I have to sit in this shit unless I'm taking exactly a tick. So we picked up a point, which kind of, we're down, obviously, commission. We lost a point, picked up a point. So we can, the problem is like there is a little bit of volatility. It's so tight that it's very trappy price action. And when it's trappy like this, where it gets stuck a lot and then it moves a lot, but then it gets stuck a lot, moves a lot, it's very hard price action to navigate. And then now it kind of comes down to, well, did I make the right decision? Did I not make the right decision? Now it's going to come down to management skills, really, at this point. What do I do in this very fucking moment? And that really can't be taught. I mean, it takes looking and watching me for a very long time and really combing through each trade on an individual basis. Yeah, I see they're gonna blow it out. We're down $93. Somehow it's $93. I don't know why. Maybe something slipped. And like we see, we're pushing up really hard right here. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. So again, it was a meaner version. I wanted to do that. I did do it. But I also wanted a bankroll out of it. I didn't want to hold that second trade because, you know, once you put it's always good to drill before you trade, usually, because you need to feel what it feels like. That's dropping on straight air. Straight air drop. And then over shoving. The problem is that the momentum dies insanely quickly. So we're going to take an 8-tick loss or something, try to catch it. So we're going to have problems here. I figured it would be a great catch. There it goes, puking the remainder of that reclaim. This is a very hard session for me to deal with. We are down 1,000. They're compressing again. That's the problem, is it just, we don't have this smooth ass momentum that I would normally like to trade. It just is not existing here. There's just very predatory reloading, almost. Such a robotic sort of price action. Oh yeah. So they hit this mid section. See what they got here. Huge amount of sweeping up. A lot of stops here on 30s. Let's see if they flip it support resistance here. Or if we can get a mid push on this is like 33s or some shit. 33.25s. Not quite. So we did get a long. I don't think that we're up 101, so we did pull 1100. It did get a little ooky. I mean, it definitely had risk. So, I mean, we can see how I'm having a hard time here. 16 against 10 favor, you know. I'm not quite sure what's going on. That's 4 trades, and I felt pretty clear on it. It did work, but it did push really hard the other way. It's a very jerky, trappy environment. It's hard to deal with. Not every day's the same, so therefore I think that last trade was favor, if I'm not mistaken. Ken could have held it, but wanted to roll out of it. The problem is you shouldn't be going for like a tick in this environment. You need to be going for slightly larger scalps due to the nature of the way it moves. Because it can move against you 10 ticks like nothing. So it's not like it's low volatility where you can just like come out of it. So, I mean, I'm trying to mean revert this section. I do believe they're going to probably push low again, but I don't really want to take a stab at it. I do need to watch the tape. See, that's going up on air right there. And then they're re-pushing. So there's a little more of an up move. There's 40s. Seems like they're range expanding. There's a lot of liquidity blocks in here. They are stop running liquidity blocks, and then we do see them stop running liquidity blocks like here and then rotating. So there's a lot right there. Are they going to be able to a lot of one-way price action. Very. You can see it on the DOM. It's moving on virtually no contracts too. Very thin. So we did rotate 40, but they're compressing it. I want to continue to be on the meaner version train. Because it's slip heavy. I do want to watch the tape. A lot of buying. And they're getting dunked on, so there may be a reversal here. Let's see. Nope, they're powerhousing. There's a reversal. Very hesitant and skittish in my own trading. Oh, I wanted to hit that short, but I didn't. See, I need to be going for somewhere where I know I can get at least a point minimum. I don't want to be going for some bullshit where it's going to be just because of the losses I can incur. You have to adjust to the nature of it. See, they're racking out this 40. That's going down on air. There goes my short that I'm not in. It's going up on air, which is telling me they may continue to go up. It's a fucking... This type of price action also is not going to give good price action structure. It's going to be so sloppy. There they go, powerhouse. Seems like when I see the 10 lot trades come in, it reverses. So I'm noticing a pattern on the tape. And then when it goes down on air like it just did, it seems like it continues that direction. Oh, I could be wrong. It may not continue to dump, but let's see if that's the theme. There's a reclaim here. They're pushing it a little bit, but then there's a big battle here between buyers and sellers, so it's going to get stuck. You can see the mixing of the tape. Also, the problem is getting in way too early. This is the type of environment where it's best to just like let it chop longer than you normally would. Due to the nature of it just hovering in one fucking area for way too long, I don't want to get into that too early. Sellers or buyers. They're getting stop runned. They're selling. Nice naked reclaim over there. pushing through that. Huge up shove. See. On air. They know. It's like when you put the trade on, it's like it knows where the fuck I'm at. And I'm not getting instant momentum. I'm not getting these instant wins, which is really frustrating. So we're taking on a big loss, which sucks, but I thought I had it there. Lost 1,000. We're down 995. I thought I knew what was going on. Then it works. See, that's the problem. Is I gotta kind of hold them. This is the type of environment where there's just like there's no mercy. I'm not getting fucking instant momentum, and if I don't hold the trade, I'm either wrong or I'm right. There's no in between. And usually I'm starting off my position wrong. So it's one of those days where I'm gonna have to battle. Huge sweeping both ends. We're at mid here. Let's calculate the stats on it. Miss it. Which sucks. Went long, missed it. $35 evens holding pretty nicely. To the tick. See if they push up into it again. Huge amounts of selling. Pick up a tick. I had more on the table, but I got out. Reason being is they're kind of channeling lower, and I don't know if they're going to stop run aggressively back to 35. Oh, I don't want to. I should have bankrolled that a little bit. Oh, there it goes. Again, just need to hold these longer, it seems. But also that can be a dangerous proposition. What's happening is they're holding every 5 points, which is good. That's telling me there could be a push low. I want to be short and holding it. Like, but at the same time, could be in mean reversion territory. I think I kind of like need to just let this go without me and not reattack it. Reattacking it's too aggressive. I mean, I had the ability to bankroll out of it, but I didn't. And probably recoup get back to 0. Very FOMO-ish feeling to see this go without me, but, you know, we're just going to let it go. Now, there is a nice little reclaim over here. They may or may not want to attempt to run it, but it's also slip-heavy middle. See how bad it rises? I want to see if 25 can hold. Watch this reclaim. Here. Very twitchy. God, it's so twitchy. It's definitely tripping me the fuck out, that's for sure. Gotta kind of just trust these things and hold them, I guess. There we go. Whew, decent trade. We're up $18. We made $9.10. Probably could have held that. Yep, there it goes. I got that hesitation there. It got me. So it's like I just kind of figured they were going to hit this reclaim. So due to the way it was holding the multiple, like I noticed when we have these downtrend moves, they tend to hold the 5s. I think they're going to continue to go down potentially. I've noticed this pattern where when it like starts to kind of like micro trend, where it seems to do these one-way moves, it seems like it starts to rotate fives. Your psych prices. Not always. You got to be careful. I think there's might still be more of a down move. But it's also slip heavy. Definitely feeling FOMO-ish to hit this. Short again. You have that big-ass liquidity pool down there. I feel like they're going to gun it down, but on the other hand, they could slip. We do have what appears to be a range on this 30-second chart. Which I do want to watch at the 30-second. Let's watch the tape. See it. The thing is, the adjustment is it gets stuck for a while. See it. And I need to identify that. The thing is, the adjustment is it gets pressed through it a bit. You know. If you're holding too long but you're too quick on profits on today, you're going to get fucked. You're going to have to like sort of push your holds a little bit. I'm not saying get a bunch, but like you got to realize it's going to get stuck as soon as you get in. Next stop, 15s. It's kind of done way too many legs for me to... The more you hit it, the longer it's gone, the worse it gets. But I know this type of move. This is a type of move where people are trying to catch it, but it keeps pushing them further and further. So there's a good chance it does have more. I really want to ride this to 15. Seven trades. There you go. Nice stop run up. Let's see if they can press 20s or if 20s holds to the tick. Definitely tweaking a lot. It did not hold. They blew out 20s. They're going mid. So this is telling me there might be a bit of a retrace. To 25s. She'll tell us what's up. You got a big ass liquidity pool down there. So I'm watching to see if it'll rotate 20s on the top end. Didn't quite hit 25s. Definitely hitting a good slip, so it slipped up. We'll watch that tape. Big buyers. There's 25s, big buyers powerhousing it. So we know we had a range here with a measured move. So we want to see what the deal is. We know we're slip heavy. We know it could go back up. What's interesting is they're not rotating exactly on 25s. They're rotating the mids. We need to go to that 10-second chart. So what they're doing, oh, we're open window. They're rotating. Doing a lot of mid rotations. Yeeter skeeters, here we go. Huge blocks of selling. They're getting reloaded on. See if 25 holds. There's some aggressive buying here. Getting stuck as usual. Watch that tape. Huge buy. What a powerhouse of a move up. Oh. We got fucking wasted. We lost 2,400. Was holding short, had it in my favor, and then they blasted my. Very evident what's going on here. That sucks. They're slipping. Seems like it, at least. I made peace with that trade. When it fucking blasted my ass, I'm like, you know what? It looked ripe for the push, but they didn't do it. Slip heavy. Also, sizing down and risking more definitely helps. Take a look at this sort of move here. No, we're very mid. Rolled out of it, picked up 1,000. We're down 1,400. 9. What the fuck? Nine trades in, down 1,400, battling, ass off. Pretty clear on what's going on. I don't know how this mid's gonna handle itself. See, we were originally short, like in this section, holding it, right? And then it was working, and then I got squirted. Flipped it, because, I mean, it just made sense. We're gonna wait for this to fucking sort of come out of this. Because we know they're slip heavy. We know it's kind of like range vibes at this point. What's interesting is this up move is being done on the mids. It's a mid-range right here. I think I have stats on this, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look. Yeah. What if we mean favor this? Double check. We've had 3 trades work out. Low sample rate. Missed it. Micro range on top of a mid range seems to have a okay-ish win rate. Try to hit it, didn't get in. They're holding it exactly to the ticks at 35. That was a straight stop run here. You see how tight it got when I was in it? They just puked everybody. So we know that they're definitely pushing stops. Now the problem is you have one here and here. So $35 instantly going up on huge buying. There's a ton of liquidity here. You can see it. See how like tight it is here and that's tight here. They probably need a blowout. I want to see like probably some inventory clearing. Rolling 40 to the tick. Not sure what they're doing. Could start to turn into an uptrend. Very trappy. Just chilling. We're not trading, nothing. Just hanging out. Nice shove. Oh, we couldn't get into it. Problem is, if you get filled, it's probably going to go against you. It's really tough to get into this environment. $40. $40 hold. Watch this. Reclaim here. So I will say this, when it's really hard to get into stuff and it seems like it's not immediately working in your favor, you need to be operating on a higher time frame. Because if the micro time frame is like super out of whack, it's going to be higher time frame. Shit that you really need to be something higher up that you want to really be leaning into. Sometimes you just gotta let them breathe, man. I don't know if you can hear me, Captain Chronic, but I think that was a problem with your trading, is you gotta have to size down, let them breathe. That's 5. Now the question is, are they gonna run that reclaim here? Right in this section. 48s. What kind of pullback are we about to see? If there's a pullback. Could be. Huge amounts of selling on the tape. And then it just goes up on air, man. That's telling us the offers ain't shit. There's a big block of liquidity on 45s. Going up on air yet again. We're starting to see compression. Compression is a little trippy because it either works really good or it does not work for shit. You know what I'm saying? 45 is heavily defended. All right, we took off a hold. We made 1,700. We're up 328 again. Fighting. We are 10 trades in. Just fighting, boys. Just fucking fighting. So I did pull that. I wanted to run that reclaim. But I don't like the I don't know, man. I'm a little hesitant about compression. I feel like they need to blow out some of this. Pretty clear. I mean, if it goes, it goes. That was a close window trade. There's just so much reloading when we hit in there. I mean, I think what I'm going to do is wait patiently. Wait for that next really nice trade, and then I think I'll call it at that point. We'll see. Depends how long that's going to take. There's your compression kind of like... You can see it. Very ooky. Ooky. I want to see all of this shit. I want to see it dump to here. Or here. I want to see them blow all these assholes out. Because then there might be a nice go at it. Let's go back to our 30-second. I mean, as much pressure, I mean, it's not really pressure. But as much as it is to fight this, it's just a different management style. You got to get used to it. You really, like, truly have to just, You better be like trying to lock down some higher time frame read in as best of a spot as possible, and you need to let the trade just cook. I mean, there's a point where you're wrong. There they go. That's what I thought. I don't know how much it's going to push low. I'm not going to short that. But that's what I thought might happen. See, that's called clarity. Like, you need to have scenarios. And if your scenarios, your little short-term predictions, whether you're going to trade them or not, are kind of panning out, that means you got a good read on the market. See, the problem is how far, because, like, okay, I have a slight read on the market, but it's not, like, crystal clear here. They're hitting that reclaim back that they done washed out. No problem. So I would have loved a pullback trade. I'm not going to hit this because they may range it up here now. It'd be one thing if they flushed it in and then brought it in. This might start to range up here. Or it might start to channel lower. See, now there's too many if-then scenarios. So we just want to kind of, well, we do. We want to wait. So getting out was a good call. Now I want to see if they're going to compress. Again. Could turn into a range. Today's slip heavy. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did do that. Where we kind of dump back here again. But, so here's the deal. They could pull back here and just keep going. If that's the case, I'm going to just miss it. I'm waiting for the worst case scenario because a lot of the times the market does worst case scenario. And that is this turning into a fucking range at this point. There's too many, like, there's too many like scenarios where I could just do whatever the fuck. Obviously, nothing interesting is going on here. We're gonna just keep sitting, waiting. They're recompressing again. Feeling urges to actually trade this short, but I shouldn't do that. That's not a reason to trade. They're definitely expanding. Gonna miss that. There we go, boys. That was probably one of the hardest $1,000 I've made in a while. 13, 32, 22. God damn! And so, yeah, you know, if you don't understand my trading, understand this. It ain't always easy. I mean, just like I said, this could turn into a range. I mean, if you don't have that fucking read on this, if you don't know that, you haven't experienced it enough, then you wouldn't have been able to take advantage of that. I know I could have held that for more. I'm going to yellow star that last trade. But watching this specific read and narration pan out, you can start to look for this pattern. I mean, that now I think they could bottom tick and rip back up, but I'm not even gonna fucking take a shot at it. Like, I don't want to chip. I don't want to be up. But today's been too difficult. There's just a point I know I need to step out. I've been fucking running this stream for over an hour. We're just kind of at a place where I want to just sort of stop. And not attempt to do that. I mean, it would make sense, you know, but I don't want to attempt. I've already fought enough. Today was hard. There's a lot of trades where I should have held for more, so when you look at my MAE, it's a little fucking fucked up, but what you gotta understand is, what you gotta understand is, you're just gonna have to risk more. You can't trade tight today. You can't, because if you're picking up a tick or two like you normally would, the problem is you're getting washed out way too fucking hard. So you need to be picking up, like, for me, it's got to be at least 4 ticks or more, which we're doing. You know, we're averaging about 1,000. The last trade is I said there would be a fucking, this could turn into a range, right? They compressed up here, they puked, and when they, I mean, if you listen, I go, it could turn into a range. Once it got to this area, and like a long would have worked. I just went for it. I mean, you do have a V flush, which is sort of a reclaim, but it's very evident 45s are holding, and they compressed it here, they recompressed it here, they recompressed it here, and it keeps failing to go through, so it's probably going to turn into a range. I mean, I've seen this a lot. So I went for it. I've seen these things happen. It's also a slip heavy day, remember? So really, really rangy, pukey. So it makes, I mean, it just makes sense you got gravity on the middle of this thing pulling it in. And you're going to get it, at least on this micro range. So I think I was fucking clear on most of the trades. We just, not the prettiest session. The thing about it is, it's good to see. It's good to. I like this. I like these fight. I like it when it's difficult. I really like very difficult scenarios. Because that's how you get better. I like the fight because it's a battle of my wits, my psychology, my patience. I mean, it's totally, trading this environment is doable. You just have to be like a lot more patient. And you have to realize there is more volatility. It looks like volatility. It's trappy. So again, you get big moves, but it gets really tight and it hovers and sticks in an area for like micro ticks for a long time before it finally moves out. Hard to be right, easy to be wrong. You really, and I guarantee most of my trades will be yellow star because there were so many of them where I could have held for more. And that's the tough. See, that's the problem. Is like if you're taking the same trades as me, you're gonna have different results. There's a fine line of let's push it to we need to fix some of these problems. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not fixing your P&L, then you're not going to have a... You want to continue to replenish the ammunition you have. But there's certain trades where I get into this, I'm like, if this trade blows me out on the session, I'm okay with that. Like when I lost 2,400 or whatever, that big loss did work in my favor. Right? 6 ticks. I thought about taking it off, but I'm like, I need to push it. And when I get in a trade, I say, like, it's not like a prayer, but it's more like I'm okay with whatever happens. And just letting go of the attachment to price action. Obviously, it needs to be read, and there needs to be a point where I do need to get out, but every blip and bump in the road, I can't have making me scream on the inside. So, I mean, that shit can't be taught. I mean, it can, but it's you who has to fucking learn to just make peace with every situation you get into. So, again, I'm not able to put 8 years of experience into people's heads and have you trade good. See, this is where it would have been good to hold long. Obviously, exiting potentially mid or range top and not pushing it beyond that. Or scale 8 and then push the other 4. But I know I'm well within. It's just like 11 trades is kind of a lot for me as of late. It's very fatiguing. I had a fever last night. I don't know if I still do. I feel like I do. So, there's just a point where it's like, enough's enough, right?